Iraqi people have had to pay.
For the vast majority of Iraqis, the quality of life is now in free fall. The economy is in ruins. Prices are 30 to 40 times what they were a year ago on basic items like sugar, rice, flour, and tea. Inflation is out of control. In April, the government issued the country's first 50 dinar bill. 2 months later, they printed a 100 dinar denomination, so poorly made that two bills often don't even look alike. The gold and jewelry markets are booming. The rich are buying as a hedge against inflation. The poor are selling to avoid starvation. Day by day, Hamid Subhan and his family sell off their possessions in order to eat. Jewelry, TV set, freezer. Mrs. Subhan has even sold some of her pots and pans. The couple comes as close as anyone can in this police state to criticizing the invasion that brought on their misery. We Iraqis were very bad, Hamid says. Now God is punishing us. Who is to blame, he was asked. I cannot say, Hamid replies. An economist on the government payroll realizes that people's anger could one day turn against the regime.
I think in short term it's not a risk, no.
In long term?
Might be.
Saddam Hussein managed to convince Iraqis that the 8-year slaughter of the Iran-Iraq war was a great victory for their country. Already, he's making similar claims about the Gulf War. But parts of the country's Kurdish north and Shiite south remain out of the control of his regime. There are reports that some units of Iraqi soldiers refused to fight Kurdish guerrillas and surrendered in large numbers. In parts of Iraq, the portraits of Saddam Hussein no longer hang with honor in the old familiar places. The popular and military support for his regime seems increasingly shaky. A year after they plundered Kuwait, there are far fewer Iraqis who can afford to buy the loot which was carried back for resale in Baghdad markets, just as there are far fewer who continue to buy the myth of Saddam Hussein's invincibility. Jim Bitterman, ABC News, Baghdad.
Flyers who were captured by Iraq during the war. Colonel Bill Jordan, an advisor on prisoner of war matters at the Pentagon, told a Congressional Human Rights Caucus that every single American prisoner was abused or tortured, many of them beaten or suffered electric shocks.